Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and we're back today, guys, with another weekly Market Watch video. Apologize about any background noise. I'm not at my normal spot that I do my Market Watch videos, or videos in general. But let's go over today. It's been about a week since the original special edition from Maximum Crisis came out. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about cards to invest in, mega print reprints, and future cards that are getting reprinted already, and cards that are good for investing, like I said earlier. But without further ado, let's look over the Maximum Crisis. A general search on Maximum Crisis will show you, and it's about the same on eBay. I checked it earlier. They're going for 63, about between 60 and 63 for diagrams around. Ash Blossom continues to drop. I wouldn't be surprised probably by this time next week if she's a little bit below, if she's $50 or below 50. After national season, probably a week after U.S. Nationals here in the U.S., I would say that Ash Blossom will probably drop dramatically. And if you want to pick it up for next season, because this card will probably not get reprinted till a Gold Series in February or March, or the Megatins of 2018. So it's going to be quite a while. So if you want to pick this up for the fall season, early winter season, I would wait until after Nationals if you're not going to Nationals this year. But everything else besides that, as you see, masterpieces continue to drop. Yes, with shipping and handling, they are floating around 20 bucks. But as you see right here, about 19. So they've dropped a little bit since last week, and they will probably continue to drop. Some of these repercussions are also because of the OCG ban list. If you guys don't know, Diagram went to 1, Masterpiece went to 1. So is that going to happen to here in the TCG? I don't know. On the next ban list, well, we're going to have to wait and see. And for some reason, my things are loading very slowly here for some reason. I'm sorry about that. But we're going to be talking about Shining Victories as well, and some of this Blue Eyes support and speculation. Now, we know Crystal Wing, when it's going to its reprint, which is like in, what, 2-3 weeks? Not that long. In July, we'll be getting it. So this is probably going to drop down to 20. I think it's going to retain a $20 mark, between $15 and $20, I think, for now, for Crystal Wing. I think it's going to go down, and then it will go back up over time. It's a good card. It's a very good card. It's fairly easy to make, even in a link format situation. Blue Eyes could still make it, so in certain decks it'll still be good. Sage with the Eyes of Blue, as you see here, it's retaining a $25 to $26 mark, and on eBay it's even more so, as you see, trending at 31. I mean, no, even I would not have paid for this stuff if this was the price. I picked mine up for 15, I think 14 bucks when they came out last year. This time, like over a year ago, I've had this stuff, and it's paid for itself. But you also say Twin Burst Dragon, which this card was like really cheap. It was 10 bucks, and then it shot up for nostalgia reasons. It's a good card, but you don't run more than one of unless you're running the fusion variation. But before we get to Blue Eyes, I also want to point this out, which it's probably going to get reprinted here sometime soon. But Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries has shot up. They were at a low of 15, and they've shot up since. I've heard people talking about how this card's going to be good at Nationals this year, perhaps. It could be a good, one of those cards you always hear about at Nationals and big YCS events, where there's that one card in the room that everybody wants, but not everybody has them, and it spikes up dramatically. And I think Winter Cherries is a good pick for that. It's very good. It's a very good card in general. But I don't know. I don't understand why it's getting a price spike right now when it's going to get reprinted most likely soon. Drowning Mirror Force is really down right now. It's probably going to get, people are speculating because it did get a reprint in an OCG structure deck recently. I don't know. It'll probably get reprinted, but it won't be for quite some time. And it's a very good card still, even in link format, that Drowning Mirror Force. Very good card in general. But Winter Cherries, I wouldn't pick them up right now unless you're going to Nationals. the Blue Eye stuff, now, people are speculating it's going to get reprinted in the... there's a bunch of different places that could get reprinted this year, and it's probably going to spike up depending upon when and where. So the Megatins, that's your first, shot. You have these Seto Kaiba reprint set of like Seto Kaiba Duelist Pack. One of these could be a promo that we don't know about yet, but they've pretty much already released that Blue Eyes and Dark Magician are the promo cards, the alternative artwork. So I can see the Megatins being where it's going to be at. We already know what we're getting for the Christmas box, which is pretty much going to be the Cyber Dragons, the Dragons of Legend, the Dragons of Legend dragons, and what was it, Pendulum Odd Eyes stuff, Performa Pal stuff. So saying all that, I think it's going to be reprinted in the Megatins, or Konami will save it for something else to reprint it. I'm sorry about these loading things. Let me just do this quickly for our sake. So while we're talking here, it's loading up. Next, let's talk about the Dark Magician stuff, because I think this is something where we can nail it down to two things. You also see here that Desires are down to $25. Just considering how much they were, oh my gosh, like a year and a half, about half a year ago, a little bit more than that. They've dropped so much. Dark Magician circles are floating around $30. Same thing for navigations. I've looked on eBay earlier just to make sure for these higher prices, so I don't spend a lot of time talking. But they're floating around 27 to 28 on eBay for Magician's navigations. Cyclones you see here, which are going to be good. You should have picked these up a while ago. They were very good. You see True Kings. This guy was up to $15 a couple weeks ago, like a month and a half ago. He's dropped now. Hidden Cities, But yeah, let's go back to these two cards that I mainly want to talk about. So Navigation and Circle could get reprinted in two places. The Megatins, or the set I was talking about earlier that I think is coming out in October, which is the Cyber Dragon, Dragons of Legend, Performa Pal thing that Konami just announced this past week. Okay, they have announced that a couple of cards we're going to get a new Cyber Dragon Fusion, some new other stuff, in general. It could get reprinted in the Megatins, but I think Konami is going to do what they did last year with Blue Eyes. Remember how they printed the Stone, Spirit, stuff like that? They printed it in the box set, which was like the Joey, Seto, and Yugi decks. I got a feeling these two cards may get reprinted in that box. So I think what you're going to see here is after that we get the announcement for what is going to be in the Megatins. If it's not in the Megatins, it's going to go up a lot. And then if it is, it's just going to go down. But if it is not in the Megatins, it'll go up, and it'll probably get reprinted in that box set, and then it'll go back down. But I think whenever you pick up your Circle and Navigation, if you want to play the deck, wait for the reprint, wait for it to go down, and pick it up, okay? But I'm going to tell you, over time, this stuff is probably going to go up in price. In the long term, after the reprint, it may be 2-3 years before it gets another reprint, and these cards will not be at this price. They'll probably be $15, $18, $20 cards. The reprints will be over time, because they're so sought after by collectors, by nostalgia people that want to play Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, and just in general because they're nostalgic. And yeah, that's the way I feel about it, but it's going to take a while for them to regain value whenever the reprints are. But that's just speculation from a player that has watched this market for years. Let's talk about, sorry for wheezing, I'm kind of thirsty. But let's talk about Wing Raiders. I've heard a lot of prices have been changing in Wing Raiders lately. Sorry, I have a pin in my hand. But we have Phantom Nightbreak Sword, $21. Force Tricks. This card just won't go down in price. I picked them up like, what was it, like 2 years ago? About a year and a half ago for like, I think it was like $13, $14. Now they're like $25, and Satellite Cannon is a $10, $11 card on eBay as well. I mean, these two cards, they could have been reprinted 1,000 different times, and like Force Tricks, it could have got reprinted in this past Duelist set. It will probably get reprinted eventually, somewheres over the rainbow. But until it does, Force Tricks and Satellite Cannon will be expensive cards. Let's talk about cards that are good to invest in now. Pre-preparation of rights. Now, this card will probably get a reprint in the Megatins as a good super, just like Twin Twister was. But this is a really, really good pickup. They are floating between, as you see here, about $2. Now, they've been floating about for $2 here and there for a long time now. But I'm going to say this. If you have any intention of playing any future Ritual deck, pick these up after the reprint or pick them up now. Because after the reprint, this card will probably not get reprinted for a very long time. And it's a very good card. If you're playing any Ritual deck for the most part, like maybe not Chaos Max, but like Hail to Perfection, Hail to, different certain Ritual decks out there, this card's amazing. And one day this card will be broken and be busted. I don't know when, I don't know what deck, but I have a feeling this card could easily go to one day. It does have that element of balance with it, so I will admit that. And Konami, over the past year of making Ritual support, has made sure that if it is a good Ritual monster, the Ritual spell card is not as good for the most part. So that way this card doesn't become too broken, instead of making something like Pre-Preparation of Rights. But, OCG brought Pre-Preparation of Rights back to 2 of, I think it was, on this recent ban list. Something. They brought it up, I know that recently. So this card's just going to be good, and I think it's a very solid investment. Either after the reprint or whatnot. So if you can get them in trade or get them and pick them out of bulk, go right ahead. Something I wanted to point out to players out there for my old school nostalgia junkies, not for something to invest in, but just to let you know you do have money. Something that a lot of people don't talk about is older school cards. Now, for damaged and moderately played Magician's Force Secret Lair Dark Magician Girls, they're $30 right now at TCG Player, between 20 and 30. I have mine that I've had since I was a kid, and it's near mint, and I don't even want to look at the price. It's probably astronomical. Now, I think somebody brought them out because there's only 26, but on eBay, I looked at it as well. It's about the same thing. Old cards and nostalgic guys are worth money. Just saying. All right, I want to talk about Fortune Ladies here for a second, and people are going to be wondering why I'm talking about Fortune Ladies. It's something to keep your eye on. The reason I say that is, where was it? Dang it. Give me a second, guys. Let me find it. We're on Italian Yu-Gi-Oh! As we know now. We're going to talk about a couple things, actually, here in a minute. About reprints and sets, so you just know things here. But there was something that piqued my interest when I was looking here. Now, this is called Spirit Warriors. Now, from what I've seen here, I'm not sure if this is actually going to be translated into Fortune Ladies. I don't know. That the artwork looks similar. I'm not sure if it's the same thing, because it says right here they're not Fortune Ladies, but I've had some people tell me that they are Fortune Ladies. So if they are, they are. If they're not, they're not, But in general, if you have any Fortune Lady stuff that you just got lying around and you played in the 5Ds era, they're actually worth some bucks, some money. As you see here, Fortune Lady Dark is worth about $1.50. Put them in your dollar binders. Pretty much all the Fortune Lady stuff is worth $1. And on eBay, it's going to be worth more. So, yeah, most Fortune Ladies are worth $1, except Fortune Lady Earth and Fortune Lady Fire. But water, wind, light, and dark are actually worth some money. But yeah, I just saw this, and I don't think they're related to Fortune Ladies, but it's something I wanted to point out. Now, let us go on my Facebook page. Yes, you know my name is Kevin, if you guys don't know. If it's a surprise, whoop-de-doo. So, let's talk about Pendulum Evolution now as we round this video down. So, if you guys don't know, and I know people are upset because this was supposed to be a structure deck. It was a structure deck in the OCG. It's a set for us. However, I wouldn't be too sad. Yes, you're not going to pay $30 for probably these magicians, but they're probably not going to be as worth as much as people think they are. The reason being is, if you guys don't know about this set, Pendulum Evolution, we have 10 ultra rares. You get 5 cards per pack, 1 ultra rare, and 4 super rares. So, saying that, you're going to get an ultra rare in every pack, and they're all going to be magician cards. So unless Konami decides to short print one of them just because, then they're probably going to be very cheap to get. It's kind of like a hidden arsenal set. Now, as for super rares, let's talk about the super rares that we know have gotten reprinted. As I load up pictures here quickly, I'm sorry about this, but you see Orca, Zephyra. That means that price will probably go tanking. It's about a $10 card right now. All the Metafo stuff pretty much got reprinted. That's very nice for Metafo players, but, you know, link format's right around the corner. You have Monolith, which is a hallelujah, so that card will never go up in price. But as of right now, if you guys don't know, Monoliths are about $9. So, yeah. Things to pick up on here. I want to point out some things that are probably worth some money even after link format for people. Dragon's Mirror super rare. Dragon's Mirror, I don't know why. Rare reprints, common reprints, it's always retained a value of about $3 to $4. Now, this reprint will probably shoot it down to $1 or $2. But I wouldn't be a bit dang surprised because this is the highest rarity, I think, unless there's a tournament pack out there from back in the day that was high rarity. This card will probably be a super rare, and it's probably going to be worth, I would say, $3 to $4 in a couple of months after this set is out of print. Pendulum Call, you see up here. I think that's what it's called. That card will be worth some money as a super rare in the future, and will probably be one of the more sought-after super rares. Same thing with Summoner's Art. I think one day down the road, Summoner's Art could be another good card, but for now, it's not. So if you could pick up, the supers I plan to get are these three. These two, and this. We also see some other good super rares here. We see reprints of the Magicians, which is really nice, which is cool. We see reprints of all the original Pendulum stuff. We see stuff of Performer Pal Joker, which I think will be worth money now that Joker's back to 3 of. A super rare reprint of Odd Eyes, which is pretty nice. And this card down here is pretty good too. So I think these two down here will be very good for people to get. And that looks to be all, as you can see here. But yeah, that's today's Market Watch, guys. Not that much has been going on. Prices are going down pretty much because the season's wrapping up. If you're not going to Nationals, then you're not going, and people are selling their stuff. And after Nationals, prices are going to dip down even more. And then, like I said, this happens every year. Like I said last week, it's going to go down, then it's going to come back up as we head into August and September. It does it every single year. It's that old song and dance, like back in the day when Dark Hole and Heavy Storm used to come in and out of the ban list. It was like a song and dance, like up on the ban list, this format, up, back off the ban list. It's literally like this with the Yu-Gi-Oh market every year because people are not playing as much during the summertime. They'd rather spend their money on other things. When the fall season comes, prices jump up. During the holiday season, they kind of go down. And then after the holiday season, they go back up because people are selling things to buy things for the holidays. Then they go down. And then they come back up when we head into the new year, and they spike really hard as we head into the final stretch of nationals for the, going different nationals around the countries in different countries, and then they go down during the summertime. That's usually what happens in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you know when to buy, when to sell, in general, those overlining things, that overlining thing I just discussed, like the trends every year, what happens, then you know when to pick up your cards that you want to if you're trying to build a specific set or a meta-relevant set. But till next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. I'll see you guys next time. And good luck dueling to all of you. This was just a quick little review. Take care, everybody. And good luck dueling to all of you.